the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. When you hear of NIPR, that is the members of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, those who mold our character, who package our image, who package whatever we do so that when we come out to the public as I am speaking, I look presentable, I look courteous. Even if I want to talk vulgar, the NIPR will tell you, no, that is not the issue. So I have the gurus of NIPR here. Immediately by my right here, I have Chief Prince Ozurumba. He's a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Chief Ford Ozurumba was the former public relations manager of the Nigerian breweries when Nigerian breweries was really the main company. Okay, he said he still is. That's good. He was a former DG Imo State Orientation Agency, and was a former SSA to the governor on moral matters. Mayoral matters, yes, a mayor, yes, I remember, yes, he's my neighbor, we live around here, he was being called the mayor. And he was a former MD and CEO of Imo newspapers publishers of the Statesman. Okay, that's the former CEO and MD of Imo newspapers, that's the publishers of Statesman. MD Corporate Media Outfit Limited, and chairman of the Legend Hotels and Suites here in Owerri, one of the best hotels you can talk about. Yes, and now he is a commissioner nominee for Imo State and has been screened, and the House has said okay and all right, but yet to be assigned a portfolio. So, Chief Ford Ozurumba, you're welcome to 60 Minutes Live.
Thank you very much.
You didn't tell us that you're a politician. You're a member of the APC. Have you forgotten that?
Of course. And I'm also the Deputy Chairman of NIPR Southeast and Deputy Coordinator for the conference that's coming up.
Okay, that's a good one. You're welcome to 60 Minutes Live.
Thank you.
My other end, I have Sonny Usuji. Sonny, are you a chief or a prince?
Just Mr.
You are Mr. Sonny Usuji, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, a council member, a one-time chapter chairman of Imo State, one of the coordinators of the Southeast Stakeholders Conference that will be held in Enugu by the week. So it's my pleasure to welcome you all to 60 Minutes Live.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, let me start from the man close to my right. Prince Ford Ozurumba. Ozumba.
Correct.
Okay, Ozumba, not Ozuru.
Not Ozumba, Ozumba.
That's good. That's a very nice one. Yes, I've got it. Ozumba.
OZUMBA.
What's the meaning of Ozumba?
The same thing with Ozumba, but that's our own dialect.
Okay. Welcome to 60 Minutes Live. So immediately, what is the function of a public relation practitioner? Let me start from that primary knowledge of it.
Thank you very much, Tony. I think you already attempted to answer that by your introduction. You spoke so much on PR, and I don't know why you are still not a member, because you are doing a job for us.
Thank you.
You see, public relations is the business of adding value to organizations, to governments, to professionals, and to professions. Like you said, taking here as an example, if you have a segment that's in charge of public relations, the output of this outfit will be different. Like you said, it's not just about painting pictures. It's about adding value, adding verifiable value. Public relations is about articulating brand proposition in order to build solid brand equity in all things, in government, in business, in professions. It is about reputation management. If you don't have reputation, there's nothing you set your hands on that will work. The difference between one successful medical doctor, or one successful lawyer, or one successful architect, or one successful surveyor, or one successful journalist is about reputation, the perception of the reputation They say, oh, go to this hospital. I mean, the doctor is good. They say, oh, if you go to that hospital, I don't know the way the doctors behave and all those things. Then the reputation has started diminishing. And consequently, the establishment, that's what you talk of, red flag, signs for decadence. It starts from impression. And there's no second time to give a first impression.
Okay, well, I know one. Yeah, I can't remember. You're a teacher. You're one of those that sets the exams for
Yes, I can't remember.
for people to. Okay, let me come to you, Sonny Osuji. Any IPR, you for quite a while now. You people have been having regional conferences, stakeholders. One was held in Akwa Ibom State not too long, and now you are talking about doing one in Enugu for the southeast. What is the mission and objective of these regional talks on being conferences and stakeholders as a conference by NIPR?
Thank you, Mr. Tony. Actually, like Prince Ford Zumba said, from definition of public relations, this public relations is planned, sustained, in order to create mutual understanding between an organization and its various publics. And then our institute, so to say, too, is charged. In fact, the decree establishing Nigerian Institute of Public Relations mandates the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations to be the sole management of public relations, right from 1963 when it was fashioned as the Public Relations Association, and then it metamorphosized into Nigerian Institute of Public Relations by Decree 16 of 1990 that empowers it to solely practice, administer, and manage public relations. It's the only body that admits people. Any other person practicing it without being a member is a quack and may be liable to court sentences. So what it does is to manage Nigerian image. And the institute discovered that there was a dwindling issue in the Nigerian image, more especially in the southeast. Okay, if I may tell you, sometime during Bello Jonathan's regime, when he discovered that the southeast had problem with her security, the institute, that time I was a chairman, quickly galvanized into action. We organized a 3-day seminar for the Nigerian police on security issues. In fact, the southeast police command was in attendance, but the IG equally was attracted. What were we doing? We were only trying to do our civic responsibility, or one of our corporate social responsibilities, to assist enhance security issues. Now that we have these security challenges in the southeast.
Before I come there, you have told me that you are established by law, and Prince Ford Ozumba says they add value. The problem of this Nigeria, the problem of our nation, for the past 7-8 years has been there. Where has the public relation practitioners been? If to market, to market one starting the image of Nigeria, we had image problem between us and the other nations. Then coming to the Nigerian context, we and our leaders don't agree. So where has been the public relations and what have they done to abridge this?
Thank you very, very much. You see, that's the essence of the stakeholders in Enugu. You see, the problem of Nigeria presently, the crisis you've noticed everywhere, is lack of proper utilization of public relations people. What you have everywhere are quacks. In the ministries, there are quacks. In the parastatals, there are quacks. In private organizations. In fact, the terrible aspect of it is that in some organizations, the man they give money to go and give bribe to people is the one they call public relations officer. That is anti-public relations. That's what the last thing a public relations officer would do. In fact, for your appraisal in public relations, they want to know how you can add value using minimum fund. So when you take the luxury bus driver has an accident, they send somebody from the staff of one transfer, I don't want to mention them, to go and see the police and give him money. They say it's their public relations officer. It's terrible.
But that is designation he's carrying in the office.
Well, because the people don't know, and that's why Nigeria is having the problem it's having.
Okay, why? What have you done to read the facts?
That is what we are doing. In Enugu, the theme of the conference is to reopen discussions. We have to, in the country today, the crisis all over, call it youth restiveness, call it whatever, SARS, whatever, is a failure to adequately apply the principles of public relations, thereby allowing noise in the channel. It is the job of the public relations man to diffuse the noise in the channel and make sure that communication is appropriate, clear, concise, understood, and implementable. Whenever you find a situation whereby there's a gap, like between the governors and the governments, you know that there's a failure square of public relations. Either the people who have been engaged to manage are not PR people, are not trained, or that there's non-existence of PR within the context of that government.
Okay, let me go to the council member, Mr. Osuji. What have you done, or your association done, the institute done, to ensure that those who are given these responsibilities in offices, especially most of the governors you see, especially let's say in Imo State, there's this perception issue. No matter whatever the governor is doing, the people don't want to know that he is working, he's doing anything. It's all about perception. What should your institute do to ensure that professionals are kept in the areas that they can assist, correct, and add value in the area of perception and the good governance?
That's why we are now going into training and retraining programs. We have an academic program. In fact, we have a public relations academy where we train those who may not have the requisite qualification to come into public relations. So what we do is we assist them, because like we said, public relations is not a fire brigade approach. It's something you deliberately sustain, something you deliberately plan, and then make effort, conscious effort to achieve result. So if you are in a fire brigade thing, you really may handle the issue. But if you deliberately plan something, then you systematically can handle the challenge. So for this reason, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has a set of programs to train people who don't have the requisite qualification, assuming they are in the profession. We won't make them lose their job, but we'll make them fit in so that they can do that job for which they are called, to give them the principles and the tenets of the project. Because when you have the tools for a job, you can do it very well. Otherwise, you may resort to cut and nail. But public relations is not a cut and nail issue.
Let me add a bit. You see, what he said is correct. Even in the Bible, public relations principles were applied. At a point, Jesus Christ asked the disciples, "By whom do the sons of men say that I am?" That's a public relations question. And what was the answer? Thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. You understand? So Christ at a point was bothered about his own image. So why would ordinary government not be bothered about his image? If Christ would be bothered about his image. Because if he was not bothered, he wouldn't ask that question. Even if he knew.
Yes, thank God you are now a commissioner nominee. This now, because most of the governors pick people anyhow who cannot manage their image. And again, it seems that some of the governors, or even those in public office, does not bother about the image. They don't mind what they know that whatever you like to do. So what are you doing now to let those in authority know that your image is as important as the job you are doing?
Sonny has actually answered that question. You see the workshop we're having in Enugu. is designed to address critical issues on governance in Nigeria, the crisis areas. And how did this idea come up? When Nigeria started going down the drain in so many ways, I, I, I want to refrain from mentioning names of organizations and other things, but the PR as a body, the Nigerian Institute of Public, felt that we have to take the gauntlet now and do something for Nigeria. And that's why, like you pointed out, there was the Southwest, the South in Akwa Ibom. There was also the Northeast, the Northwest, the Middle, the South. The Southeast is the one. We go to sit down, articulate principles, issues that will help this country unite. We'll lay emphasis on those issues that unite the country and emphasize those issues that divide us. And if you look at Nigeria, so many things unite us. So many things unite us. And more often than not, the issues that are dividing us are pedestrian. And like you also tried to point out here, based on lack of appropriate communication. There's something that NIPR is driving today. We are driving what we call non-violent communication. Non-violent communication. You see, there's a way somebody talks to you, no matter the point he's making, you will never accept it because he has conveyed that in a violent language. We are working on that as a policy now. If you write within the NIPR phone and your language is violent, you'll be cautioned straight. And what causes problem is violent communication, even between husband and wife. Even between husband and wife. There are things you can get out of your wife if you modulate your communication. And there are things you tell her, let the crisis blow up. That is the essence of PR. You see, you mentioned about one or two things, misunderstanding. This right to reply, more often than not, is not an appropriate system. Generate issues, generate debate, lead the debate. You have the facts. Make the facts available to the people. Let the people themselves be the judge. Don't allow irritants to first throw mud at you before you go to answer them. Is that clear? Mm-hmm. So that's all about PR. PR is the soul of every business, the soul of every government. But you see, more often than not, you find people, they pick engineers, they pick medical doctors, they pick this to go and run essentially communications outfits. And what do you get? Garbage in, garbage out.
Okay, let me go back. Somebody said, there's a school of thought that said that why the public relation practitioners in Nigeria are not doing good, in quotes, is possibly could be that when they go to school, public relation is studied as part of mass communication. But now that mass communication has been unbundled and public relation is now a course of its own, that you can start from almost year one to get your certificate as a public relation practitioner. What are the inputs of your institute to ensure that these policies are carried, that will bring out well-bred, baked public relation practitioners?
Okay, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has an academic board headed by a Professor Dan Daura. So it's the academic board that now will assist, fashion it. Even with the Ministry of Education, we have submitted a proposal to the federal government on our academic program, where we run diploma and certificate courses. In Imo State, we have a public relations academy with the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, which is taken up very soon. So with all these academic programs, we shall now help, and then the institute equally has a window of opportunity for those who are in practice but don't have the requisite qualification. We'll assist them, brush them, tune them make them real professionals. So these are opportunities we have here and there to assist those who are in practice, because we won't ask somebody to lose his job because he's not professional.
Yes.
We have that human face.
Tony, we are not just talking about academic content. We are talking about acquiring the requisite skills and competencies to perform in that job. Requisite skills and competencies. It's not just about academic curriculum. There are some people that will come with a lot of certificates and a lot of this, and they cannot do any PR job. If you lack the requisite skills, communication skills, hearing skills, honing properly, ability to speak in the language that will not be misunderstood. These are issues that go, and knowledge, vast knowledge. If you're a PR man, you must read. You must read. You are virtually an expert in every field. If there's a problem with Korean, for instance, situation registered in, and they consult you as a PR man to come and assist. I've delivered papers to Nigerian chartered accountants. I've delivered papers to Korean. I've delivered papers to Nigerian Medical Association and to FIDA on PR, import of PR. And when they go and repackage, they achieve better results. So to hit the nail on the head, Nigeria in general, Ghana has gone ahead of us. More often than not, the first step between moving from underdeveloped social formation to developed social formation is to get your communication mix appropriate.
Okay, let's go back to the stakeholders conference.
Yes.
Who are you expecting? Are you inviting the policymakers in the state, like the governors, the PAMSECs, and the other commissioners, those who can be able to pick up your policies and domesticate it for things to move around?
Yeah, we're inviting those in government, we're inviting those in the legislature, and as usual, the common fishing area is the media. We're inviting the media. We're even inviting students, postgraduate and undergraduates to come and listen. And we're inviting the security forces to come. And we have fashioned out, well-rounded scholars and practitioners to speak. And I'm sure by the time we are through with what and release our communique in Enugu, they will make it available to the media so that they can see the import of that event.
Okay, the council member, how will NIPL ensure that through your products, the crisis we have in this nation can be minimized? Can you package things for those who are killing people, the Boko Haram, the unknown gunmen? Are they part of your target audience to be able, because as he said, non-violent communication is the issue. So how will you ensure that?
Incidentally, this stakeholders forum, which is a national program that has taken place in the Northeast, where is the den of this crisis issue. Everybody is carried along. Royal fathers, market women, in fact, the road workers union members, labor. It cuts across every aspect of life because it's called a stakeholder. We all are stakeholders in the Nigerian polity. So you are a stakeholder, I'm a stakeholder. The market woman is a stakeholder. So every stakeholder is represented. Royal fathers, town union members, they will all be there. I wish, in fact, we invited the media. It's a better seen program than talked about.
Okay, Chief Ford.
Thank you.
Luckily, you are coming into the government of Imo State, and you're a member of NIPR. And
I'm a member of NUJ too.
And you're a member of NUJ, you're wearing double crown. Now that you're coming, we don't know the office the governor will give to you. How the state needs a non-violence communication strategy. What will you do to ensure that by the time you stay maybe about 6 months about the state will have a novel idea and the perception issues, as you said, that Christ himself was bothered of his image. So what would you do to improve the image?
Tony, I must say that's an unfair question. The Imo State government has a very competent commissioner for information, and he's doing well.
No, I didn't talk about that. I say you are wearing double cap as a journalist and an APM, and you are coming to this government. What will you do better to assist that the non-violence communication system which you projected or which you ascribe to will assist in making the state government move forward image-wise?
I will not want to discuss the job content of the Commissioner for Information. Like I said, he's doing very well. He's a core professional. I'm impressed with the job he's doing. He's a wonderful person. There was something I told the House of Assembly during screening. I want to repeat that, and I want to play really safe. Mike Tyson, at his pugilism height, the pound for pound era, was asked a question by the media, and they said, Mike, do you think any person can beat you in box, pound to pound? Mike looked at them and said, I'm surprised at the question. He said, in this game of boxing, there's always a rookie out there that can beat a champion in here. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, wishing you well in your future endeavor, and when you assign the portfolio, we know you'll be coming to 60 Minutes Live. My brother, Sonny Osuji, will there be communique at the end of the stakeholders?
Definitely, there will.
Okay.
And it will be live transmission.
Live transmission too.
Okay. And how will you ensure that the things will be implemented?
One is to make the recommendation, and where we have our people in requisite places, they will show the implementation. Where we don't have our people, we'll reach out to those additions. After all, I mean, this addition has the permission of the Federal Ministry of Information.
Okay.
They've been involved. The office of the president has been involved. The office of the governors have been involved. And it is a step forward. It is let the conversation begin. Okay. Let's discuss. It's not going to be the last. Let the conversation begin. And that's what we're doing.
While wishing you success in the yet to come stakeholders conference in Enugu, the NIPR persons in Nigeria, you have contributed or are contributing a lot to ensure that Nigeria remains one and happy. You have talked about that the NIPR is a sole management of public relations, and the part of their value work is to add value, not painting pictures. And they say non-violence communication, because the choice of words you use are what may be offending to people, not what you have in mind. So, and now that I'm going to discuss in Enugu, I will pray that whatever they come out with, we will consume those products for the betterment of the station. So, Prince Ford Ozumba, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you, Tony.
And since this is the first television or radio interview you are appearing after being cleared by the House of Assembly as a commissioner nominee, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My brother, the council member of NIPL, Sonny Osuji, thank you for being our guest today.
My brother Tony, thank you so much.
We pray when you finish, you come and give us the resume of the conference.
Surely you definitely have it.
Okay. Viewers, for the past few moments, you see the men that shape the society, the men that molds our character, the men that packages our image, the brand builders, the brand makers. Any product that a human being is a product. A project is a product. A product is a product. So without the packaging and the rebranding and the adding value for it to become what it is, it can be. So for so far, so long, we've been on 60 Minutes Live. I thank you for being there and say God bless you as you join us next week for another edition.
Look at it, look at it, look at it. the drugs. Look at the drugs. Look at the.
Welcome, my name is William Carlo and you're watching Film News.